Two of the top teams in the AAC collide in Kentucky. The Rams hit the road to take on the defending national champion Union College Bulldogs here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello everybody, Bailey Angle welcoming you live from Robinson Arena here in Barbourville, Kentucky. We're happy to have you here as the Rams try to find revenge from that 77-75 loss that Union handed them back on January 2nd and trying to get back on the winning ways after a tough loss just a few days ago against the Milligan College Buffaloes. Rams led by 7 at halftime in that game, noticeably playing without Naquan Cousins, and could not get the win against the Buffaloes. Now go up against the number 13 team in the entire NAIA as they send out David Tripp, Taekwon Reed, Anthony Nelms getting a start today, as well as Jorge Concepcion. And the main scorer for Bluefield, Jeremiah Jenkins, has scored 20-plus points the past 4 games, trying to make it 5 in a row here today. On the line up for Union, Dominic Lindsay, Lance Blakely, Austin Cummins, as well as Stuart Jackson and KJ Duronslet getting the start, as well as Duronslet and Stan Nelms out in the middle of the floor right now. Ball thrown in the air, tipped into the hands of Austin Cummins, and the Orange Union Bulldogs going left to right will get the ball to start this game. Underhands top of the key, over to Blakely, the leading scorer for Union, averaging around 19, or rather make that 14.3 points per game. Cummins lobs to Blakely onto the left block, pressured by Taekwon Reed with 10 to shoot now. Blakely swings out left side, over to Stuart Jackson, pressured by David Tripp, pops from the left elbow and rattles it in off the glass for the game's opening basket. So using the bank, and now it is 2-0 Union. Well, it's important that the Rams get out to a very good start here as Jeremiah Jenkins starts to shuffle into the right wing. With that left-handed dribble, the young freshman might be the best freshman in the entire AAC as he has it near the top of the key. Chest pass, right corner, over to Stan Nelms. The senior enters the paint, swings out left corner, Taekwon Reed jumps and scores on the triple. Taekwon Reed gives Bluefield the 3-2 lead with a minute elapsed here in the first half. Lance Blakely with a hard dish in the left side for Austin Cummins. Cummins, the sophomore from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Bluefield last time led at halftime against this team, and then Lance Blakely and as well as Union really turned it on. Dominic Lindsay dishes up to Austin Cummins. Now a lob down low to Stuart Jackson, messes with the ball and lost it. Rebounded by David Tripp. Tripp only scored 1 basket against Milligan College, looking to change that here as Jeremiah Jenkins starts to step back towards that logo on the other end of the floor. Bluefield wearing the red jerseys with the blue letters and the blue numbers with the white trim, going with that white stripe down the pants. Jeremiah Jenkins on the right wing, pops a long 2. Front rim miss, corralled on the far corner by Austin Cummins. While the sophomore dishes it right back to Duronslet, the junior from Sacramento. Lobs on the other side, Stuart Jackson floats 2 feet, tipped in the air, he missed, and now a rebound in the backcourt. Fouled on the play, David Tripp, and that is going to be called on Austin Cummins, the first foul of the game. And Bluefield will get it back up 3-2. Taekwon Reed, the left-handed shooter, with the first basket of this one. Well, you got to remember Union College ranked at number 13 in the country right now. They're head coached by Kevin Burton, who pulled down his first national championship last year, and now he has a brand new roster. Tripp enters in on the left side, now bounces back out towards the left corner. Looking for someone to dish it to, underhands Taekwon Reed on the left wing. Rams up 3-2 thanks to the only basket from Taekwon Reed. Now looking to flush someone down low. Bounce pass on the right block. Jorge Concepcion elevates on the backdoor cut and gets the layup to fall. 5-2, Rams up by 3. Well, Concepcion really started out well against Milligan, but they could not stop David Cassidy, who scored 34 points behind 10 3-pointers. So the Rams really stressing perimeter defense here. Duronslet feeds Jackson, shoots from the elbow, back iron miss, bumping into the left side and picked up off the bounce by Stan Nelms. Rams still lead by 3, 17-18 remaining in the first half. Now a new player, Jacoby Wharton, looking to enter in the game as Jenkins bounce pass on the left side. Jorge Concepcion. Crossover dribble, pops from 3 range and misses. Looking for the rebound, wrestled in by Lance Blakely. Oh, Blakely gallivanting across midcourt. Bounce pass down. Intended for KJ Duronslet, and it goes loose as the Rams get the ball back after the turnover. 16:59 remaining in the first half. Buzzer sounds, and now Jacoby Wharton enters the game for the first time, taking out Stuart Jackson. Well, Wharton, the sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky, comes off of the bench, only averages right around 5 points per game, but still gets a decent amount of playing time for head coach Kevin Burton. Now David Tripp with the ball over his head, looking to dish it in, and finally feeds it into Stan Nelms. Pressured in a double team, stolen away by Duronslet. Feed on the other end, and the basket falls for Dominique Lindsay. And now a cherry-picking pass to Taekwon Reed on the other end. It is now 5-3. Reed, though, in transition, drains the triple, his second of the game, to make it 8-4. Rams waste no time, and that's something that head coach Richard Morgan, now in his 9th season as the head coach of Bluefield, really stresses. Bluefield plays such an athletic version of the game as Dominique Lindsay launches a tray and misses on the right end, bouncing in the air into the stands, and Bluefield gets it back after the three was missed from the senior from Tyrone, Georgia. 8-4 Rams on top, 16:26 left to go. Stan Nelms in the backcourt, ready to feed it in with the ball over his head. Looks like Union will try to really invigorate this full-court press. Jorge Concepcion dribbling against Lance Blakely, picks up the ball, one arm on the other end, over to David Tripp, tries to finish the dunk and missed, trying to get that rebound back, and a foul called on Tripp as Blakely pulled down the rebound. Tripp went up for the open dunk. Lance Blakely came in like a rocket to block that ball away. The ball rattled or ran off the tin and then bounced off of the window. Blakely came down with the rebound, and David Tripp hacked him for the foul. So that's the first foul of the game for Bluefield. They still lead 8-4. Going on the other end, here comes Dominique Lindsay. Dishes over to Austin Cummins. Entry pass over to KJ Duronslet. Couldn't get the ball to fall through the glass, as now it is picked up by Jeremiah Jenkins. Jenkins into the right wing. Transition three. Got it. The freshman rattles home his first triple of the game. And now it is 11-4. No one is safe from Jeremiah Jenkins. He goes from anywhere on the floor at any time and decides to shoot it. Kevin Burton really screaming at his team as they go left to right. Lindsay almost lost the ball. One arm pass in the right corner. Jacoby Wharton right in front of the Bluefield bench. And a timeout called by Union as they're trying to sort out things here. 15:33 remaining first half. Rams lead 11-4. $15:33 remaining first half after Kevin Burton absolutely screamed at his team on the Union bench. Rams still up 11-4, and the Bulldogs will corral this one inbounds with 15:33 left to go in this first period. A bounce pass into Dominique Lindsay as Union sets up in that offense again. Cummins with the ball on the right wing. Now a couple of pump fakes, feeds top of the key. Dominique Lindsay lets a three go, misses, tipped in the air, looking for the putback, and it falls for Jacoby Wharton. Or rather, they're going to call that for KJ Duronslet. Wharton as well as Duronslet were right in front of that rim and able to tap that ball in with a flat 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Rams still lead 11-6, trying to get the three balls to fall as Nelms spins towards the free throw line. Underhands over to Concepcion, top of the key, matched up with KJ Duronslet. Storms in the paint, lobs up a shot, and a foul is called before the shot could try to fall in towards the rim. So KJ Duronslet will be called for his first foul of the game, make that a team second. And now the whistle sounds. Cummins taken out. Stuart Jackson back in. It will not be a shooting foul for Jorge Concepcion as the Rams lead by 5 with 14:57 remaining in the first half. Jenkins on the right side of the basket looking to feed in. Chest pass, Concepcion right wing. Now off of a hard step, he puts it back on the deck and has a baseball pass over to Taekwon Reed. Enters the paint, jumps for two and fouled. And now Taekwon Reed, the native of Raleigh, North Carolina, will go to the line for the Rams. He already has 6 points. He's hit the first 2 threes for Bluefield. Jeremiah Jenkins hitting one from 3 range as well. Big news in the AAC today because of playing an ineligible player. Allen vacated a ton of losses today and now have jumped all the way down from number 2 in the conference to number 9 as Reed swirls that first free throw out of the cup and misses. So the Rams are now in 3rd, just a game behind Bryan and Union, the first place team in the AAC. Here's Taekwon Reed threading the ball through. The left-handed jump shooter fires and sinks the second shot from the charity stripe to make it 12-6. Rams on top by 6. 14:48 on the clock here in this AAC matchup. So Taekwon Reed leading the way for the Rams with 7 points. Underhanded pass to Stewart Jackson. Almost lost it out to Lindsey on the far end. Bumps off of a screen. Enters the painted area. Swings back out to Blakely near the top of the key. Drives down the left side. Euro step. Blocked and a foul called before he could try to sink that basket. So now it was a shooting foul rather as Lance Blakely will go to the line. Blakely leading the way for Union with 14.3 points per game. Rams still headed by Jorge Concepcion, who has scored 14.5 points per game, as Blakely sinks the first free throw to make it 12-7. 14:30 on the clock. Jeremiah Jenkins, though, leading the way for Bluefield in field goal percentage as the second shot falls for Blakely as he hits both free throws, 12-8. Rams lead by 4. David Tripp to inbounds, just chasing down that baseline. Bounce pass into Jeremiah Jenkins, pressured in the backcourt. One arm pass to Tripp. Bluefield trying to get the ball across midcourt as Tripp is slowly moving it across the double team. Finally storms across the timeline and underhands over to Stan Nelms. Rams have not held a substitution yet as Nelms kicks out on the right side over to Taekwon Reed. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Reed with a crossover dribble near the top of the key. Storms in on the left side. Euro step. Scoops with both hands and powers it off the window for the layup. 9 points for Taekwon Reed. 14-8 Rams lead. Here comes a shot in transition. Sank by a new player in for Union, Dario Little. They call it a 3. 14-11. Looked like his foot was dangerously close to that line, but now still a 3-point lead for the Rams with 13:45 remaining in the first half. Jorge Concepcion angles down the right side of the plate, floats with a right hand, and a charge is called before Concepcion could get back down as Little hit the deck, and that's the first foul on Concepcion. Third foul on Bluefield. 13:39 remaining first half, and you can tell this is going to be a good one. Rams lead by 3 as Union will take the ball up in the backcourt. Richard Morgan and his team very disappointed after that loss just a few minutes ago. Looking for a crucial win on the road against the number 1 team in the AAC and the number 13 team in the conference. Little launches from 3 range and misses. Great rebound by Wharton, but couldn't keep it. Rams going 4-on-1. Jenkins bounces right side. Concepcion floats and scores on the transition layup. Rams can move really fast as now they lead 16-11. Union kind of taken aback from the speed from Concepcion, who has really just angled in on the right side on 2 times tonight. Here comes Little, chest pass right side. Stewart Jackson swings it out left over to Duronslet. Hard pass down low from Wharton into Jackson. Floats with 2 hands and scores for the 3-foot shot. 16-13. Rams still lead by 3, though. 12:50 remaining first half. We're here at Robinson Arena. Number 3 team in the AAC going up against the league leader. Jenkins with a crossover dribble. Stutter step in the lane, and he had a carry on that. They will call it a turnover. And Jenkins looking like, what do I have to do? He was just trying to get through that defense. Well, the Norfolk native goes back on defense, and he's taken out of the game. Sean Robinson in, coming out of North Carolina. Speaking of North Carolina natives, Naquan Cousins coming from Charlotte himself, likely out for the season. That's a big loss for the Rams, possibly their best athlete after a tough game against Reinhardt a few days ago. Here's Wharton for Union. Bounce pass right side for Stewart Jackson. Lob on the left wing for Duronslet. Step back triple. Yes. The junior ties it up 16-16. 12:18 remaining first half. This crowd a little flat here in Barberville, Kentucky. That 3 knotted up the game and really couldn't tell. As Sean Robinson with a chest pass over to David Tripp, just handing it off towards the top of the key. Reed steps back for the tray. Bounces right side. Hauled in by Robinson, trying to bounce it in, but he can't as momentum carried him on the far end of the baseline. Tied up 16-16. 7 minutes and 59 seconds elapsed. Bounce pass into Dominique Lindsey. Rams going back in that zone defense. They lost by 2 early this year against Union January 2nd. The Rams a different team then. Union only lost twice in the entire month of January. Angles it back over to Jackson. Zips left side over to Duronslet. Crossover dribble on the baseline. Pressured by Tripp. Pivots back to Jacoby Wharton. Wharton storms down the lane. Euro step stripped, but the loose ball goes on the other end for Sean Robinson. Tipped in the air as Robinson is fouled. And now the Rams will get it back. That's on KJ Duronslet as he was draped over the back of the small point guard, Sean Robinson. Now the clock has stopped at 11:33. Rams tied up with Union, 16-16. Over here on the Rams Digital Sports Network as Stan Nelms jumps for two and he's blocked. Loose ball and a foul called on Tyquan Reed as the ball was starting to bounce into the hands of Jacoby Wharton. A whistle, and that is Tyquan Reed's first foul. Buzzer sounds to bring Austin Cummins back in. Wharton, the bench player, right back to his chair. Still tied at 16-16. Both teams trading a really physical game here with 11:19 remaining first half. Dominic Lindsay feeds over to Lance Blakely, jumps in the lane and gets the layup to fall off the left block. 18-16. The lead is there for Union. Tyquan Reed trying to find an answer. Stan Nelms has not hit a shot yet for Bluefield, and really he can be a guy that gets it done from mid-range. Robinson underhands Concepcion, cross-court lob. Reed to the top of the key, feeds over to Robinson, matched up with Austin Cummins in a man-to-man. 10:53 remaining in the first half. Robinson bumping at the top of the key, 10 to shoot. Passes left side, David Tripp swings down the baseline and fouled. And the Connecticut native was hacked as he tried to storm towards the basket. That's the second foul on Lance Blakely and a team fifth for Union. Buzzer rings. Jenkins re-enters. Jorge Concepcion taken off. 18-16 the score. Union on top here at Robinson Arena, but it will be an inbounds pass for Sean Robinson. For the Rams, looking to pass it in, just chucks it way up in the air for Stan Nelms, who hauls it in on the left wing. Entry pass down low, tipped and intercepted by Dominique Lindsay for Union. Bulldogs moving in transition left to right, finding an open Stuart Jackson, but an offensive foul called before the pass on the substitute in, Robert Blunt. He comes into the game and immediately gets called for a foul on a moving screen. So that will not make Kevin Burton happy as he's shaking his head right in front of that Union bench. His team still leads by 2, though. 10:35 remaining first half. Sean Robinson loops it over on the near sideline for Jenkins, crosses the timeline and bounces it back to his point guard here. 10:25 remaining in the first half. Into the left wing goes Robinson. Underhands Reed near the top of the key. Angles down the right side, stripped of the ball, loose on the far end, and it will stay with the Rams after it was tipped out of bounds by Lindsay for Union. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Rams trail by 2. Tyquan Reed, the leading scorer for Bluefield here. He has 9 points. Now he'll pass it in to Sean Robinson. 10 to shoot. Robinson backs up near the top of the key. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Crossover dribble. Feeds Jenkins. Pops on the left elbow. Tripp. 3 seconds now. Tripp has to shoot it. Doesn't get it off, but a foul. Rather, they will call a shot clock violation before the buzzer could sound. That was odd. Buzzer didn't go off, but the whistle blew before that. Either way, a turnover gives Union the ball back going left to right. 18-16 they lead. The Rams in a bit of an offensive drought here after Tyquan Reed hit the first 2 threes of the game and sank a free throw as well. Lob down low to Lance Blakely on the left block. Just starts to walk it out towards the far corner. Tyquan Reed meets him in the defense. Lob into Blunt. Lost the ball. Reed poked it loose from Blunt, and it will stay with Union on the left side of the basket. 9:46 remaining in the game. Gage Jesbeck in as a low post presence for the Rams. Lindsay feeds into Blakely on the left block. 8 to shoot. Matched up with Tyquan Reed. Fadeaway jumper. Doesn't fall. Tipped out of bounds, and it will stay, or rather go with Bluefield as Austin Cummins was draped over the back of Jeremiah Jenkins and just punched the ball out of bounds. 9:40 left to go, first half. Tripp hoping for help, calling for it, and finally gets it in Jeremiah Jenkins. Full court press for Union. Rams just bouncing the ball around in the backcourt. Tripp crosses the midcourt line and underhands Jeremiah Jenkins, who just has 3 points in this game. He scored over 20 in the last 4, including 27 against Milligan in the loss. Shovels into the right wing, passes top of the key. Robinson zips it over to the left wing into Tyquan Reed. 9 to shoot, and now an offensive foul called on Gage Jesbeck down low. Rams have not found the basket. Stops the clock at 9:18, and you got to wonder what can be done for Bluefield to get back into it offensively. Luckily, if you're a Rams fan, they've been getting it done defensively and making Union take some bad shots. 2-point lead, bounce pass in to Dominique Lindsay. Lindsay, the senior, a 37% three-point shooter, hasn't chucked up a tray so far in this one. Blunt underhands Wharton, entry pass Blakely onto the right block. Powers into a fadeaway, and he walked as he put that ball on the deck and spun on the right side. Well, Blakely averages 14.3 points per game. So far in this one, he just has 4. Lob on the other side for Jeremiah Jenkins. Splits the double team. Chucks out wide over to Sean Robinson. Robinson is spinning on that left corner. Has nowhere to go and Starts to float back out towards the UC logo with 8:50 remaining first half. Bluefield down by 2 in a bit of a scoring drought. Robinson jumps for the tray, misses ugly as the ball breaks off the right end of the window. 18-16, Union has it as Lindsay corrals this offense. Sprints down the lane, carries a pass out to the left side. Wharton jumps for 3, swish. 21-16, a 5-point lead for Union. Rams reeling, trying to find an offensive basket. They have not been able to do so in the past 5 minutes. Here's Sean Robinson on the right wing. Passes top of the key, Stan Elms, the senior, dribbles inside, jump stop, floats, and scores on the mid-range on the right side of the basket, prompting a fist pump from Richard Morgan. 8 minutes, 5 seconds. First half, 21-18, Union leads by 3. We're here on the Rams Digital Sports Network playing against the top team in the AAC and the number 13 team in the country. Lob on the right block, Robert Blunt kicks back out wide to Stuart Jackson. Feeds to Blakely, launches a tray. Back iron, bouncing way in the air. Sean Robinson jumped into the face of Dominic Lindsay and pulled down the board. Robinson feeds Taekwon Reed, lost the ball near the logo, and lobs it over to Stan Nelms on the left wing. 7:39 remaining. Entry pass, Gage Jesbeck spins towards the basket and misses. Tipped in the air and pulled down by Robert Blunt. Bluefield using too much power on these shots as Lance Blakely stripped to the ball in the lane. Taekwon Reed with a steal. Going straight to the basket, 2-on-2. Reed steps and fouled as he misses the layup. Reed already has 9 points. Of all the Rams on the floor, 2 are scoreless. Robinson is yet, as well as Jesbeck. Jeremiah Jenkins has 1 lone 3, and Stan Nelms with the mid-range enters the scoring books as well. So Taekwon Reed leading the way for the Rams with 9 points, and will try to make it possibly 11 here. His team down by 3. Reed spins the ball around. We're here at the Robinson Arena against the defending national champions. Reed is 1 of 2 from the line. And make that 2 of 3 as the first free throw swirls around and tickles the twine to make it 21-19. Substitutes in now. It is Dario Little back into the game. He has 3 points for Union, hitting a tray, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Seth Cox ready to check in as well, the big man that can get it done from long range as well. Taekwon Reed misses the second free throw, and Lance Blakely pulls down the board. 7:20. We got the big fans really giving some circulation in the corners. Jacoby Wharton underhands Robert Blunt with a hard elbow, powers in the lane, couple of pump fakes, goes for the shot, and finally powers through to get that one to fall. 23-19, they lead by 4 over Bluefield. Rams have it back. Jeremiah Jenkins with just 3 points. He hasn't taken a lot of shots in this one. Shovels into the left wing. Hard dribble, passes Stan Nelms. Floats from 17. Back iron miss. Dumping into the hands of Robert Blunt. 23-19, Bulldogs back with possession. And the Rams are a little bit cold after starting out hot. They were up 12-6. Wharton zips over to Blakely, left wing. Entry pass tipped in the air by Jesbeck, and finally taken out of the air by Lance Blakely for Union. 14 on the shot clock, Union back with it. Little off of the screen from Duronslet. Sacks back, passes on the left side. Blakely keeps it. 7 to shoot. Blakely with a bump fake, dribbles down the lane, floats, and misses the layup. Tipped in the air, loose ball, pinballing around. One arm, rebound by Gage Jesbeck. Rams 3-on-2. Concepcion feeds Jenkins. 3, and hits it. The freshman with his second triple from the corner. And the Rams are back within 1. 23-22. That's how you get the Rams back in the game. Getting Jeremiah Jenkins the ball in transition. 6 minutes left before halftime. Little over to Toby Wharton, pass wide to Duronslet, reverse balls. And now the Rams need to find an offensive answer to that. 25-22, lead back to 3 for Union. 5:45 left to go. Duronslet, a player that doesn't have a ring. Transferred in last year. Jenkins passes to Taekwon Reed, feeds Jesbeck, right baseline, slides a long 2, and misses. Rebound to Duronslet. Here comes Lance Blakely, laid across midcourt on a one-arm dribble, carries in the lane, scoops with the right hand, and floats it right off the basket. 27-22, now a 5-point lead. 5:20 remaining first half. Reed finds an open Concepcion in the corner, launches a 3, too hard, rebound to Duronslet, and Gage Jesbeck was fouled in the process. Duronslet pulled down the rebound, but he elbowed Gage Jesbeck. Just have to see if that's called an offensive foul, because it is the team's 8th foul. Duronslet already with 3 fouls. Seth Cox into the game, Robert Blunt taken off, and Duronslet will go to the bench as well. Gage Jesbeck will have a couple of free throws, the senior coming out of Richmond, Virginia. Well, Jesbeck was homeschooled in high school, played for a homeschool team in the city. After graduation, plans to try some basketball opportunities out overseas. Hits the first of the 1-and-1. Makes it 27-23 now. 5:14 on the clock. Rams trail by 4. Jesbeck stutters, floats, misses. Front end rebound. Seth Cox back with Union. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. First half. Rams have led by as much as 6, but Union has fought back. They lead by 4. Here's Dominic Lindsay. Zips over to Jacoby Wharton. Floats and scores for the 3 in the far corner. 30-23, 4:54 remaining in the first half. Here comes Jenkins looking for an answer. Rams trailing by 7, their largest lead. Nelms jumps from the free throw line and misses. Rebound for Stuart Jackson for Union. 4:40 remaining. One arm pass in the right end. Jacoby Wharton pops another 3 off the back of the backboard. And it takes them a second to realize that was out of bounds. It hit the post that was allowing that basket to float in the air there. 30-23, Rams lead, or Rams down by 7. 4.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Jemiah Jenkins with 6 points, both from three-pointers. 45% three-point shooter. Concepcion in the far corner has the ball overhead, puts it on the deck, and lobs back out to Jenkins. Starts to angle in on the left side, underhands Olatunji Ibafemi. Lobs top of the key. Gage Jesbeck. Chest pass Jemiah Jenkins. Feeds to Ibafemi. Launches a 3. And the Nigerian hits it from the corner. 30-26. And that gets the Rams bench a little riled up. They trail by 4. Lindsay, though, and Union taking the ball left to right. That's why they're the defending national champions. They find a way to answer. Blakely hits the shot from 5 feet. As he almost lost the ball, Seth Cox had to tip it back to him. 32-26, a 6-point lead for Union. Rams on the road here as Jenkins bumps towards the top of the key, pops a long 3, hits it in the face of Dominique Lindsay. The tray falls to make it a 3-point game, 32-29, 3.5 minutes before halftime. Well, the Rams are 14-9, 10-6 in the AAC. Union 17-7, 14-3 in the conference, coming off of a huge win against Tennessee Wesleyan. Lindsay, chest pass right side over to Wharton. Bounce pass over to Lindsay. Misses a 3. Picked out of the air by Seth Cox. Put back, can't fall. Looking for the stick, and Nelms blocks the big man as he hits the deck. Bluefield gets it back. 3:05 remaining first half. Concepcion feeds Jenkins. Jumps for 3. Front rim miss. Rebound Stuart Jackson. What a monster block for Stanthony Nelms, though. Here comes Stuart Jackson. Passes left side. Jacoby Wharton jumps and hits the tray in the corner. 35-29, a 6-point lead for Union, 2:45 remaining. Getting this crowd into it, we see some Bulldogs fans starting to stand up here. Well, Jemiah Jenkins and company, this is a team that can answer from three-point range, just like Milligan. Here's Jorge Concepcion with 12 to shoot, feeds Nelms, fires a 2, misses off the back iron, rebound Jacoby Wharton pulling it off the boards. 6-point lead for this Union Bulldogs team. Wharton getting into it. He only averages right around 5 points per game, but now he has 9. Dominique Lindsay, the point guard, on a hip-high dribble, crossover towards that top of the key. Met up by Ibafemi. Passes right side, Stuart Jackson. Enters inside the perimeter and lost the ball. Bluefield gets it back. Gage Jesbeck like that as he had a fist bump. Off the turnover, David Tripp re-enters the game. So does Austin Cummins for Union. 2:05 on the clock. Rams down by 6, 35-29 to the defending NAIA Division II champions here in Barberville, Kentucky. Glad to have you with us on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Going back, here comes Jemiah Jenkins. Well, he has a few points for Bluefield, has 6. The point guard that has been lighting it up for the Rams. Ibafemi has a 3 in this game. Steps into a long 2 from the corner. Swish! Make that 2 big shots for the bench player, and the Rams are back within 4 at 35-31. He's been money from mid-range, and now finding confidence. Lance Blakely decides to launch a long 3. Rebound Donnell Gooch as the ball popped out of the rim. Concepcion has it in the backcourt. 1:30 left to go. Jenkins walking down that far sideline now. Stuart Jackson ready to check in for the Bulldogs. Jenkins on a hip-high dribble, takes it through his legs in the right wing, jumps and had to drop the ball as it was a walk called. Jenkins had nowhere to go. He jumped in the air and realized he had no receivers on that pass. So it's now 35-31, a minute 19 remaining first half. Lance Blakely bounces into Dominique Lindsay, and Kevin Burton flashes up a hand for a new offense, trying to halt this Bulldogs team to really milk the clock here. Here's Lindsay, cuts in and misses the layup, tipped as Blakely hits the ground hard on the offensive board. A foul called, and it's going to be on Donnell Gooch. A minute 5 on the clock for the first half. That's Gooch's first foul at team 6th. Union with 8 fouls, so the Rams already in the 1-1. Stops the clock at a minute 5. Lindsay to inbounds over the head of Olatunji Ibafemi. Feeds to Wharton, jumps for 3, misses right rim. Tipped in the air, Jackson on the rebound, puts it on the deck, blocked by Gooch. Loose ball left end, Concepcion picked it up. Under a minute left now, 55 seconds. Concepcion on a sprint into the right wing, steps back, feeds Jenkins, launches a long 3. Good from pro length as Jeremiah Jenkins is now in double figures. 35-34, Rams down by 1. He was open, so why not? Here comes Lindsay on the other end. The transition 3. Missed. David Tripp hauled in the rebound. Bluefield going 3-on-1. Tripp bounces to Ibafemi. Underhands Jenkins, left corner. Now pivots back over to Ibafemi in the corner. Rams have no transition. Ibafemi misses the fadeaway on the left side. And now it is 23 seconds left to go. 35-34, Rams down by 1. Bluefield got a little too big for their boots on that possession. They tried to go over to a transition jumper, and Jeremiah Jenkins was just pressured by Dominique Lindsay, who got back on defense. Now 7 seconds to shoot. Here comes Lindsay down the baseline. Jump stop, feeds Wharton. Right wing 3. No good. Back iron miss. Concepcion gets no shot off, and we have ourselves a ball game as the buzzer sounds. Halftime, 35-34. Union on top of Bluefield. Got a great AAC matchup here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Don't go away. What a game we have here in Union. Rams down by 1 at halftime, 35-34. It's been a good game so far on both ends of the floor. Rams led by the double-figure scoring of Jeremiah Jenkins. He has 12. Tyquan Reed with 10 as well. But on the other end, Rams are getting out-rebounded 21-17. Nobody in double figures for Union, but very close with Jacoby Wharton, who has hit 3 threes at 9 points, and then 8 points for Lance Blakely, who has also totaled 3 rebounds. Leading the rebounding ways for Union, though, with 4, KJ DeRonslin, who has 7, but he does have 3 personal fouls. So Bluefield trying to work down low to win that physical game against a very good team in Union, coming into this one at number 1 in the AAC. Bluefield has led this game by as much as 7 with about 4 minutes elapsed in this one. Union jumped out to a 6-point lead with 5:02 remaining. Rams able to fight back, though, to cut it down to a 1-point game. Jeremiah Jenkins heating up like he always does, looking to score 20 points or more for the 5th time in a row. But what a classic we have shaping up here at the Robinson Arena. Rams down by 1, 35-34, 5.5 minutes before we start the second half here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Ready to start the second half. Rams trail 35-34 to the defending national champion Union College Bulldogs here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield will now go left to right, led by their point guard with 12 points, Jeremiah Jenkins, and Taekwon Reed to pass the ball in bounds. He has 10 points. The junior coming out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, everybody, we're happy to have you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. And now the Rams looking for a huge road win, trying to bounce back from that road loss against Milligan here on the right end of this season as Jeremiah Jenkins bounces the ball towards the top of the key. Chest pass right side, Jorge Concepcion with a hip-high dribble, looking for someone to pass it to. Feeds it over to Taekwon Reed as Union sets up in his own. Feeds over to Tripp, launches a tray, and misses from the right corner. Rebound for Dominique Lindsay, and David Tripp fouls Dominique Lindsay on the other end, going from right to left with 19:35 left to go. Tripp looked a little bit frustrated after missing the three, got back on the other end, and bumped into the point guard. Now to be an inbounds pass for Lance Blakely. Tripp's second foul, first foul of the entire second half. Blakely feeds into Dominique Lindsay. Leading the way for this Union team is Jacoby Wharton, who has 9 points as he corrals the ball at the top of the key. One-arm dish, Blakely, right wing, zips it back down low to Dominique Lindsay, who jumps into the layup on the right block to make it 37-34. Rams out of that backdoor cut, get the ball right across midcourt with Jeremiah Jenkins. All of his points derived from three-pointers. Jenkins loops left in, Taekwon Reed returns Jenkins, steps into a tray, swirls out, misses. David Tripp on the offensive board, though, keeps it for the Rams. Loses the ball and fouled by Dominique Lindsay, who dove in on the calves of David Tripp. As Tripp gets him back up with some sportsmanship there. 19:02 remaining first half. We've already seen some fouls here in the first minute, and that is the second foul on Dominique Lindsay. First foul for Union. Taekwon Reed hoping for help and just chucks it into the backcourt for Jeremiah Jenkins, who catches the ball all by himself. Looking to score 20 points for the fifth game in a row. Jenkins missed that last three. Hasn't missed that many. Jenkins now on the right wing. Left-handed dribble. Swings over to Taekwon Reed. And now an offensive foul called to halt that Bluefield offensive possession. David Tripp called on a moving screen. And that is already his third foul and his second of the second half. 37-34. Rams trail by 3 as they give the ball right back to Union. Taking the ball right to left. Kevin Burton and his squad looking to sweep Bluefield again as they won by 2 back on January 2nd. Duronslet pops inside Stuart Jackson, bounces down low to Lance Blakely, and the forward couldn't haul it in for Union. Another turnover to give the Rams the ball right back. Trailing by 3, 18:37 on the clock. Tripp taken out, Gage Yesbeck back in. Yesbeck has 1 point off of a free throw. Trying to get the ball across midcourt, Jorge Concepcion has only scored 4 for Bluefield. Jumps into a pass, Jenkins, cross-court lob, Stan Nelms. Ball over his head, zips back over to the logo for Jorge Concepcion. Rams at 14-9, 10-6 in the AAC. Union at 16-8 with a 13-4 record in the conference. Jenkins lobs top of the key, Nelms with 7 to shoot. Matched up with Duronslet. Dribbles down the right side of the paint, carries towards the basket, reverse layup, scoop with the right hand, and Stan Nelms with a highlight of the season. That quiets down the crowd just a tad bit. Bluefield back within 1. 37-36. 18 minutes on the clock as Dominique Lindsay and his Union Bulldogs are down or up by 1 with 17:50 left to go. Top of the key, Stuart Jackson, who just has 4 points. Lob on the right side, Jacoby Wharton. Left-handed dribble, underhands Lindsay. Pump fake, pops it over to Blakely. Arches a tray and hits it from the right wing. Lead back to 4, 40-36. High dribble for Jeremiah Jenkins. Not really standing in that tall as he is dribbling on his 5'8 frame right up to his chest. Jorge Concepcion zips top of the key. Taekwon Reed jumps for the triple, misses. Rattles out, rebound Jacoby Wharton for Union. Rams missing the threes now, trying to get those back on a roll as Stuart Jackson. Underhands over to Jacoby Wharton. Step back 3 for Stuart Jackson. Too hard on the back iron, tipped in the air, hauled in on a rebound by Taekwon Reed. Momentum was carrying him over the baseline, and he jumped into a pass over to Stan Nelms. Nelms storms down the lane, layup no good. Yesbeck can't get the putback, rebound Stuart Jackson. Here comes Union on a break. 3-on-2 they go. Lindsay zips down low to Wharton, blocked by Jorge Concepcion. Duronslet picked up the loose ends, elbows his way towards the basket, can't get it to fall, but Stuart Jackson tipped the ball in on the putback to give Union the 6-point lead, 42-36, with 16:40 left to go. Rams are letting Union dominate on the low post. They out-rebounded the Rams 21-17 in that first half, on their way to doing it in the second half.